Hi guys, Alina Phoenix here with Phoenix Healing, and I just got my Belief Code certification. I am so pleased and happy to finally have that. It's been a long time coming. First, just waiting for the availability of the course, and then it took me a couple of months to get it done. So I am now certified and I can start performing Belief Code sessions. They're now listed on my website, Phoenix Healing Creations. So if you are interested, you can book some of those, either just a Belief Code session or add it to your existing emotion code, body code work for a complete clear out of as much as we possibly can. So I did want to explain a little bit about what Belief Code is all about. So let's start by talking about beliefs. What are they? A belief is basically a subjective view that something is true or false about ourselves, the world around us, and it's basically a filter through which we view and experience life. Our subconscious mind considers our beliefs to be global and absolute truths. And so we will actually experience the world through these filters, and our subconscious mind, being a computer, will seek to verify or fulfill those truths of what we believe on the inside. So sometimes these can really be at the root of really difficult problems that we have, that we've worked on over and over again, but they continue to be a problem, or those issues that we work and it gets a little better and then worse and then better and then worse, and then it just never goes away. So, that can indicate that there's a faulty belief system at play. We form these beliefs through conclusions that we form through our experiences, or we can gain them through the suggestion of others, such as our parents, the church, society, schools, etc. Or they can even be inherited through our ancestry. This modality of belief code allows us to address those belief systems that are no longer serving us and are negatively impacting our experience. So we can actually release belief systems through our conscious choice. When our conscious beliefs are no longer in congruence with our subconscious beliefs, for example, through a lot of work that we've done on healing ourselves, or when we specifically choose that that's what we want to do. But we cannot release a belief system that you are not interested in releasing. So, no one can ask me for a session and then, all of a sudden they no longer believe in their particular religion or something, unless it's something that they want to give up. If you don't want to give it up, I can't make you give it up, and don't ask me. I'm not going to even try. So addressing a faulty belief system involves removing all of the pieces and parts of this. And in the training, they compared this to a tree. So there are 4 parts to a belief system. There are 3 main ones, and then there's a 4th one that's sometimes there. So the first one is negative programs. This can be compared to like the leaves and the branches of the tree. These are the closest to our conscious thoughts and are closest to our consciousness, and so they might even resemble thoughts that you might have in your head. Those negative programs are supported by limiting beliefs, and that can be considered to be the trunk of the tree. There's usually fewer of those than there are of the negative programs, and this represents a more unconscious level of programming. Then those are supported by a single faulty core belief, which could be compared to the roots of the tree. It's an even deeper, more unconscious level of belief, and it can be considered the original belief that kind of grew the tree. Now, sometimes, but not always, there will be what is called a faulty core identity. These are generally formed before age 7, when we don't have that capacity to really filter things, usually absorbed from the world, and this represents the most unconscious level of our programming. And they're not always present in the belief system, but sometimes they are. So basically, when we're doing a belief code session, what we need to do is first identify all of the negative programs, then all of the limiting beliefs, then that faulty core belief, then whether or not there is a faulty core identity. And that kind of gives us a picture of the whole tree. And then once we've identified all of the parts of that tree, then we can find the associated imbalances. The associated imbalances can be considered the fertilizer that caused the tree to grow. These would be consisting of trapped emotions. Emotions in belief code tend to be those emotions that either A, caused us to form those beliefs in the first place, or B, we feel easily and over again as a result of holding that belief system, or C, both. So we find all of those, and then we go into the body code. Most of the fertilizer for our belief tree in the body code tends to fall under the energy category, may include things like memory fields, which is the energy of memories that is trapped in our field, and those tend to be memories that we have revisit over and over again or have difficulty moving past. It could be a broadcast message. They described the broadcast message as the kind of conclusion that we've drawn about ourselves as a result of holding this belief system, and then subconsciously project out into the world, almost like sending out a message from a radio tower, which can cause us to attract people and situations that we would rather not. Other types of common imbalances can be an emotional reverberation, which would basically be the emotional conclusion that we draw about ourselves as a result of holding this belief system. And it can be the emotion that we resonate with pretty constantly, feel easily and over again as a result of holding this belief system. Although, as with other emotion code, body code work, as Dr. Bradley Nelson said, anything can cause anything. So basically, when I do these sessions, I just open the door and I let the subconscious mind lead the way. Whatever needs to be released gets released in the order that it needs to. So after we've released all of the associated imbalances, then we go back and we release those beliefs one at a time, starting at the leaves and branches, then the trunk, then the roots, then we address the soil if needed. And then once that belief system has been released, it can leave a hole in our subconscious. We call that a subconscious gap. So now to switch analogies, if we consider our beliefs to be like a library where we've got all these books on the shelf, and now we've just pulled a bunch of books off of that shelf. Well, now there's gaps between the books and things can get all a little cattywampus there. And so we either need to add a new positive belief in the level that your subconscious mind decides that it needs to be, or B, we need to just defragment that subconscious gap, which is equivalent to pushing all of the books back over so they're all standing nice and close together. And so your subconscious mind leads the way as far as that's concerned, and we do what needs to be done. And then that basically describes the whole belief code process. One of the things that I really like about this modality is it helps to answer that question of why. Why do I think the way I think? Why do I feel the way that I feel? Why do I have these troubles that I keep working on, but they keep coming back or they just never go away? And it helps give us a really powerful tool to be able to address that. And one of the things that they said is they always encourage clients who get a belief code system to mark that date on the calendar, because this is a little bit, to use a third analogy, like a hardware upgrade. So we are upgrading our foundational hardware of how we view the world. And at first, the effects are kind of subtle, but when we look back over time, we may realize that belief releasing was actually a real turning point in our life. So we mark that on the calendar and then we look back a year later, because oftentimes it's a lot easier to see all of the changes that have happened in hindsight with reflection. So that's really cool to me too, because that indicates a much deeper, more profound level of healing than I've been able to offer before, and I'm super excited about that. I've released a number of belief systems for myself already, and honestly, I've probably been pushing. Processing can be a little bit rougher when we are working with belief systems because we are working with kind of those four core and fundamental truths that we hold. And so when we address those, sometimes that can cause symptoms such as being a little spaced out, feeling different, sleep disturbances. I've had some weird dreams. I've also had a kicking up of those kind of thoughts that were part of that belief system, that could directly be traced back to those beliefs that I've released. A little bit moody, things like that. I have recorded a balancing reset meditation that I include for every session that helps to reduce those symptoms of processing. And generally, the processing symptoms are fairly short-lived, usually about a week. And it takes a good 28 days for that processing to really kind of wind its way down. So if you are having any of those processing symptoms after a session of any kind with me, you are definitely not alone. I am here to support you. Please reach out via text, via email, whatever is the best way for you, and I will be there to support. See if there's something else that might need to be released, balanced, addressed, if your body has decided that there's some sort of additional support that may be beneficial to you, but I will do everything in my power to help make those processings easier as much as we can control. So that sums up pretty much what I know about the belief system that can be kind of put down into some bite-sized chunks, unless you want to go and get belief code certified and spend, 12 hours in class and do 30 practice sessions, if that's what your inclination is, you are more than welcome to do that. It does require you to be both emotion code and body code certified before you can start working with belief codes. So it's a process, and only the more advanced practitioners are being allowed to get this certification, because you definitely need to be comfortable with the process of emotion code and body code, and I certainly am at this point. It has been huge in my own healing journey, and I am very blessed and honored to now bring this new modality to my practice. I hope that you will choose to work with me and allow me to be part of your healing journey and assist you in helping you to improve your life in all of the ways that you'd like to. Final word about the healing journey is it is sure a journey. Energy moves fast. Energy can be flipped and switched and move and change like that, but we are physical beings and our bodies are very dense energy. And so our bodies, I don't know if yours is like mine, but mine never heals as fast as I want. It usually takes more time. And so generally the energy healing happens like that, but then the physical healing takes a little bit of time to really set in. And we all have layers. We are all a bunch of lovely, wonderful onions. All of the layers that we've accumulated in this lifetime. And then there's all of the burdens that we're carrying on behalf of our ancestors that we're not aware of, and also past life stuff that comes up. And then we're also not separate from the collective. And so the healing journey is always ongoing. There's never really a point where it's done. Because again, we're not separate from where we came from or everybody else that's here with us right now. And so I encourage you to look at it more as a journey and less as a destination of someday I'm going to be perfectly, fully, 100% healed with nothing ever to be healed again or done anymore. Like that point's considered ascension or death. So, that would be the end point of this healing journey for this lifetime, ascension or death. So if you're still here in a physical body, there's still some work to do for all of us. And that's just the way that it is. We're evolving, complex, multi-layered, multi-dimensional beings with lots and lots of baggage. Well, thank you very much for spending this time with me today. I deeply appreciate your attention, your support, And if I may be of service in your healing journey, please do reach out. My website is phoenixhealingcreations.com, and that will be in the links below. If you have any other questions or concerns, please reach out to me. I am here to help, and I look forward to the next time. Thank you so much, and have a beautiful rest of your day.